and welcome to Meeple Village. Today we're going to be playing a DC game. This is the DC Deckbuilding Game, and we're going to be putting Batman versus Superman in this two-hero game. Join me at the table and let's play DC the Deckbuilding Game. Alright, I have the game kind of set up. I wanted to show you guys what is that you need to do in order to set up a game. It's pretty simple. First of all, we are playing Batman versus Superman. I'm gonna do it like this because that's how you say it. The starter deck is exactly the same. So we got Batman and Superman going against each other as requested by one of our viewers. Thank you for requesting that. And our decks comprise, all of them are exactly the same. They are 3 vulnerability cards which do nothing except clog up your deck, and then we have 7 punches which give you 1 power. And in this game there's only 1 currency. In games like Dominion and Thunderstone and all those other deck builders, most of the deck builders is usually two currencies. One is to buy better cards, and the other one is to attack. But in this game, we just have 1 currency, and it's power. Power, power, power. Power gets you cards. Doesn't matter what they are, what kind of cards they are, and there's different kinds you'll see. All you need is power. So that's Batman's deck, all shuffled, and then 3 and 7, just the same. Go ahead and shuffle that as well. Now in this game we're going to be earning points by defeating supervillains. There's also villains in the game, and there's some special power, there's special abilities that can give you extra powers at the end of the game if you get those cards, but mostly points are going to come from defeating the supervillains. So we have a deck of supervillains. We're gonna go ahead and take our deck now. No matter how many villains, because you can play with either 8 or 12 for a longer game, 8 for a typical game, so there's going to be 8 supervillains in total. You always take Ra's al Ghul and you put him aside, and then you randomly shuffle the other villains, which could be Sinestro, the Joker, Parallax, Black Manta, etc., etc., Lex Luthor, Captain Cold, Deathstroke, all of those bad guys that we already know. You shuffle those. And then if you're going to be playing with 8 supervillains, which is the typical game, which is what we're going to be doing today, then you go ahead and take 7, because the 8th will be Ra's al Ghul. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and these go away. You won't know which villains are not in the game, which kind of gives you variability, and well, you never know what you're going to be facing in a particular game. So these we are going to go ahead and put here face down, and then Ra's al Ghul is going to be the first villain that we're going to defeat. So let's take a closer look at him so you know what our goal is as far as how much power do we need to defeat him and what his abilities are. Okay, so as you can see down on the bottom, he needs 8 power to be defeated, and he's a villain. Actually, he's not only a villain, but he's a super villain. And then once you defeat him, you are going to, every time you draw him, he's going to give you 3 power, plus 3 power. So he actually becomes kind of like your assistant. And then at the end of your turn, put this card on the bottom of its owner deck before drawing a new hand. Okay, so he never really goes away, because he never really dies. He's Ra's al Ghul. This card starts the game on top of the supervillain stack, which we already did. And at the end of the game, he's going to give us 4 victory points towards winning. We will look at the rest of the villains as they come up, because I don't want to spoil anything for the game. Now, next to the villain deck, I've placed the weakness deck, and of course, no bueno. These are our weaknesses, which are going to clog our hand and also give us -1 at the end of the game. The kick is a card that you can always purchase. So if there's nothing else that you want to purchase in the market, then you can always get a kick, which will give you 2 power, and it costs 3 power to purchase. And then this big old deck is all the cards that we can acquire that are going to be in the market. So I'm going to give them a shuffle, and once I do that, we'll be all set to play. So I did shuffle before I started, and every game you shuffle them, but let's just, oh, they're giving me a hard time. Come on, that didn't do anything. I gotta do that again. Let's try that again. So many. which is cool. I love that there's so many. I'm not complaining by any way. There we go. We did better this time. Okay. We put them here. And we're going to have 5 in the market. So that's 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. And I don't know about you, but I like to organize them in order of how much they cost. So that's a 2, that's a 3, that's a 3, and that's a 4. It just makes it a lot easier for me to, you know, to just know how much I can actually afford. But with that, we're all set up. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the abilities of both Superman and Batman, so that, because that kind of gives us an idea of what cards to buy in the market when our turn comes around. Okay, so for Batman, +1 power for each equipment you play during your turn. So Batman likes equipment, which makes sense thematically that he would like equipment, right? And next we have Superman. He gets +1 power for each different superpower you play during your turn. So with Superman, we need to focus on superpowers. Okay, we're ready to go. Every character, every player gets a hand of 5. So there's 5 for this guy, 5 for Superman. And with that, we're all set up. We're ready to go to gameplay. So the way a turn works is very simple. All you do is you look at your cards, you count the power, and then you get stuff from the market. Of course, remember, we're playing Batman, he likes equipment, so I look around and I see an equipment all the way here in the market, so I'm gonna see if I can afford it. It's 4. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 punches. All of my hands are punches, so with 5 punches I can totally afford to buy the equipment. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, and I go, and of course, like every other good deck builder, you put it into your discard pile. You put everything you played into your discard pile, and once your turn is over, you draw another 5. It should be these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you replenish the market. Since it's a 2, we're gonna slide everything down and put it over here. Okay, and with that, that's it. Batman went. Now it's Superman's turn. All right, so Superman's turn, and he likes superpowers. There are no superpowers out there. I don't think I can get to 8 to defeat Ra's al Ghul for now. So let's see. He has, actually, he's starting kind of not as good as Batman. He has 2 vulnerabilities, all of his vulnerabilities in his hand. So all he has is 2 power. So with 2 power, he can either buy Harley Quinn or Catwoman. Now, he is Superman. It seems like he shouldn't be getting into either Harley Quinn or Catwoman, but you know, I like this Catwoman. It gives me +2 power, so I think I'm gonna go for that. I will go ahead and put it on the discard pile, and then all of these also get discarded at the end of my turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the 5 that I have left, and of course we replenish, and we get Mira, it costs 3. Okay, so the instructions clearly say that you do not shuffle until you need to draw cards from your deck. So I know I don't have a deck right now, but it's okay. We're gonna play our cards. Let's see. I have 1, 2. Of course, this time I'm the one with the 3 vulnerabilities and the 2 powers. So with 2 power, let's see. The only thing I can get is Harley Quinn. I cannot even get a kick with the 2 power. So we'll get Harley Quinn, sure. It gives us +1 power, and it's an attack card. So I'll show you when it comes back around, and we'll deal with it when it comes back around. So in the meantime, I put everything away. At the end of my turn, I need to draw 5 cards, but since I don't have any on my deck, we will shuffle, get 5. Maybe I'll get my Harley Quinn right away. We'll see. Come on. Shuffle. Okay. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And we draw 1 more. It's an expensive one. It's a 6. Put it up here. Johns. Okay. All right. Let's go for Superman. Superman now has a lot of power, doesn't he? He has 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, he has 5. So he cannot afford John, but he can afford Suicide Squad, or he could even, no, he couldn't. He only has 5, so he can't afford, because you can't buy more than 1 card. What you do is you combine your power, and then you can buy cards for as much power or less than what you have. So like say I had 5, I could buy 2 cards that cost 2, which is 4, and then the extra power that I have, I will just lose it. But with 5, what do I want? There's no superpowers, which is what Superman likes. Unfortunately, none of them. But you know what? kick is a superpower, so I'm gonna take this turn to just get a kick, and I have 2 extra power that I cannot use for anything. That's too bad, but I think starting to get different superpowers is gonna help me in the long run. Hopefully superpowers will start showing up. Anyways, at the end of my turn, we go ahead and, oh, I keep doing this, shuffle his pile. It's hard to shuffle when there's so few cards in our deck, but you know, kind of doing the best I can here. There we go. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's my deck. Now I would refill the market, but I didn't buy anything, so there's still 5 cards here, so no need to do that. We go back to Batman. And did he get his Harley Quinn? He did. So let me show you what it is, because I'm probably gonna play it first. So Harley Quinn, being a villain, of course, is going to attack. First of all, she's gonna give us +1 power, so I gotta remember that. But then the attack says each foe, which means my opponent, which in this case is Superman, each foe puts a punch or vulnerability from his discard pile on top of his deck. Alright, so I do get 1 power, and I would attack Superman, and he would have to put either a punch or a vulnerability from his discard pile back into the top of his deck, but he doesn't have a discard pile right now because he just ran out of cards just like me. But at least I'll get the 1 power. I have 2 powers with another, with a punch. I have 3 power with another punch, and then I also got my equipment, which gives me +2 power, remember? And it's also a defense card. Let me show you. The Cape and Cowl not only gives me +2 power, but if I was attacked, just like I just attacked Superman, and I have this card in my hand, I can use it for its defense ability. And it says you may discard this card to avoid an attack. If you do, draw 2 cards. So I will not have it for the 2 power anymore, for the +2 power, but if I do get attacked, I get to draw 2 cards and get rid of this and get 2 cards. So I net 1 card, so not bad. But I'm not being attacked right now. I'm actually the one attacking, so I don't need the defense. I'm just gonna use this for the 2 power. And then of course I have a vulnerability in my hand, which does nothing. So with that said, I have 2, 3, 4, 5 power. 5 power that I can use this turn. Not enough again to get this hero. No equipment out there. Should I get another villain? It gives me +2 power, so I think I will. So I'm gonna take Suicide Squad. I'm gonna put it on my discard pile, and then everything I played goes to my discard pile. Put it like this so I know. Deck on one side, discard pile on the other. I get 5 cards first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I don't think that the order really matters, but no. And then it's a cheap one, so we'll move everything. There we go. Okay. All right, we need to start getting to 8. Let's see if we can get this done. All right, Superman, what you got? All right, he's got 2 vulnerabilities, which are gonna do nothing, and then 3 punches, which is 3 power total. Still no superpowers. I could get another kick, but remember, his power says different superpowers in your hand. Of course, I might get the kick with another superpower, so it's not a completely terrible idea. Kick gives me +2 power, but here, Mera gives me 4 power if my discard pile is empty, which might happen, and if not, it gives me 2 power. So it's a little bit better than the kick in terms of that. Of course, it's not a superpower. If you play or have played a superpower or equipment this turn, +3 power, otherwise +1 power. Now I plan on playing a lot of superpowers when they come out, so I think I'm gonna go for the high-tech hero with my 3. So I buy that, put it here, and get rid of all my cards, get another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and I replenish, and it's another 3. It's another mirror. Okay, let's see what Batman is gonna do. So he has 2 vulnerabilities. Now there are cards in this deck, this big deck over here, that actually let you get rid of cards for good. I'm pretty sure I've seen them. Just haven't. None of them have come out yet. And let's see. And then I have 3 punches, so a total of 3 power. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go for one of these Mera cards and hope for an empty discard pile. So there's that. I get another 5. That's 2. So we shuffle. Okay, now I got 5. Replenish the market. Oh, another 6. Okay, Doomsday. All right, and now Superman. Superman. Okay, so Superman actually got a superpower. Now his hero card says you get +1 power for each different superpower you play. He's only gonna play 1, but that's an extra power. So this card instead of 2 is actually 3 because of his ability. So 3, 4, 5 for Catwoman, 6, and 7. Almost made it to 8, but then I got a vulnerability in my hand. So of course, since I have all this power, I'm going to get one of these. So it's either going to be Doomsday that gives me +4 power straight up, or John Jones, play the top card of the supervillain stack, then return it to the top of the stack. Which means it will depend on what that is. I think I'm going to go for the safe for +4 power, although that's not saying that's bad. I'm not saying that's bad. I might not be making the best decision here, but just straight for plus power, it's just, you can't go wrong with that. This guy only gives you 3 power. I don't know what the other guys do. But anyways, at the end of my turn, I get 2. And of course I had a power left, but there's nothing that costs just 1 power, so I kind of had to, I don't get change, no change. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, my deck is back. Let's replenish. We get a 4. Looks like Batman. It's Batman's turn. It's an equipment. You know Batman likes equipment. Can we get that? Let's check it out. It looks like we can. So we have again his defense. Oh, it's the same card. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5 because he played an equipment. 6, 7. Oh my gosh, 7 again. And as much as I like that equipment, thinking I made it to 7, I cannot not take that, can I? But you know what? I'm going to take 4 and 3. I'm going to take these 7. I'm going to leave John Jones for another day. I don't know. Somebody told me that was like the best card in the game. Maybe I'm doing something wrong and I should be buying that. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're getting closer to 8, guys. We're getting there. Let's see. There's a 3 here. And another 3. Okay, bunch of cheapy cards. Oh, there's a kick. This should not be there. That must have been when I was playing. I left it in the wrong pile because kicks do not go in this deck. Kicks are always available for purchase. Okay, but it's easily fixed. Okay, so Superman, what do you have? Okay, he has, let's see, he has 1, 2, 3 power from punches. Okay, he has a vulnerability that does nothing, and then he has his hero that he just got. Let's take a closer look at this one. So the high-tech hero says if you play or have played a superpower or equipment this turn, +3 power. Unfortunately, all I played were starter cards, so that's not going to trigger, but we do get +1 power. So that means that at the end of my turn, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 to spend. What do I want? I want some superpowers, but I know I have a card that says that this card that I just played, if I played a superpower or equipment, and there's an equipment here, and I don't want Batman to have it. He's been getting too many equipments, so I'll take that, and I'll take a draw card, sure, because that could help me to get some of my superpowers out. So that goes on the discard pile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, replenish. There's a 2 and a 5. The green arrow is here. Okay, very good. Let's do Batman. What is Batman going to do? He is vulnerability, so nothing. Another vulnerability, wow. And then he has a punch, which is 1, and then he has Suicide Squad, +2 power. Oops. And then if you have already played 2 others, let me show you up close so you can read it. Alright, Suicide Squad reads, if you already played 2 other Suicide Squad cards this turn, each foe discards his hand. So I'm looking for more of these cards, right? So I can trigger that. At the end of the game, this card is worth 1 victory point for each Suicide Squad in your deck. So again, more reason to get more Suicide Squad into my deck. But for now, all I get is a 2 power. So I have 3 power to spend. No equipment out there. Mr. Superman took it. Let's see, but I like Robin. It says +1 power and put an equipment from your discard pile into your hand. And I know I want to be getting a lot of equipment, so that seems like the card to go for Mr. Batman. Of course, it's Robin, so it makes sense, right? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Shuffle. Okay, let's see, we get one of our new cards. We'll check it later. Here's our deck. All we need to do is replenish one. Okay, it's Aquaman. All right, it's an equipment. Batman likes equipment. Let's see, what is Superman going to do? Superman has vulnerability, but then he's got stuff. Let's see, he has his kick. So remember, that's 3 because it's 2 plus 1 from his ability. That's 3 power. 3, 4, 5 because Catwoman is 2. 6 and 7. 7 again. Okay, well, I think I cannot wait any longer. I will take this card and start using it. Let's put everything back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like we're buying the same amount of cards because when he runs out of cards, this guy runs out of cards. Okay, we need one more. One more for Superman. And there you go. Okay, and then we replenish. And it's a 4 right here. Oh, it's a Suicide Squad. Now Batman is torn. Do I get more Suicide Squads or do I get the equipment? Well, let's see if he can afford any of this. Let's see. First of all, he has the attack from Harley Quinn. Each foe puts a punch, or he always gets this at the wrong time. Each foe puts a punch or vulnerability from his discard pile on top of his deck. Superman has no discard pile again, but we do get 1 power. Okay. But this one is going to help us out a lot. Mira, if your discard pile is empty, 4 power. And our discard pile is empty, just like Superman. So that's 4, 5, 6, and 7 again. And the vulnerability, 7. I can't believe it. Okay, one off. So with 7, can he afford both? Oh, yes, he can. 4 and 3, 7. That's actually not bad. He's happy with that. He'll take the equipment and he'll take another Suicide Squad, which remembers his points at the end of the game. So good going, Batman. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like Batman is going to be I don't know, looks like so far, oh, okay, it looks like in the movie, right? the same kind of ending. All right, so we have a new kind of card. It's a location. Important thing about locations is that they do not go back into your discard pile, or they don't get shuffled back. You once you play a location, it stays in play for the rest of the game. So they're really good in that respect. Okay. Let's see what this location does before we go to Superman's turn to see who wants it. Okay, so the Batcave location. Like I said, when you play this card, leave it in front of you for the rest of the game. And the ongoing ability is that when you play your first equipment on each of your turns, you draw a card. So yes, makes sense that it will be something Batman related. But just because it's the Batcave doesn't mean that Superman can go hang out over there, right? So let's see what he's got. Well, first of all, he'll play Kid Flash. We let him draw a card. He'll draw 1 more. Okay, that's 1 power, 2 powers, 3 power, and of course the 7 power, because that's 4 plus 4 and then a vulnerability. So he got back to 7 again. Of course he did. Okay, well, no superpowers are out there, but I guess it's time to get that location. So he'll take the location so that Batman can't have it. And he was up to 7, so he still has 2 more left. So he can take the Batmobile, or he can take draw a card. You know, draw a card kind of helped him. I know that the Batmobile is equipment, which he shouldn't let Batman have, but I don't think you should, like, I don't know, Superman is a good guy. Maybe he doesn't want to just take that, his opponent, all the time. All right, so we refill. And there's a 4. More Suicide Squad right when it's Batman's turn. And Clayface. Okay, Batman, can you afford that? Let's see. Let's see. He has 2 vulnerabilities. So far, no. But then he has plus 2 power. And that's his defense. Now, that's an equipment, right? So plus 1 power for each equipment. So he's up to 3 power. 4, 5 for Suicide Squad, and 6 for a punch. So he's up to 6. So yes, he can afford Suicide Squad, which, you know, with 6, I think is a no-brainer. Take the equipment, take the Suicide Squad. He's been just getting exactly the numbers he needs. Of course, no 8 yet, but I'm sure it's coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Game, usually deck builders are like that. They start slow and then you start getting to the high numbers real quick once you start hitting those that increase in power. So let's see, the game goes by so fast. Okay, so The Batmobile. Do I want to play this? I don't think so, but I'll show you what it is so that you know why I'm saying I don't want to play it. So with the Batmobile, if it's the first card you play this turn, discard your hand and draw 5 cards. Okay, so if I don't like the other cards I have in my hand, that's when I play this first and get fresh cards. But looking at my cards, I got my super expensive card, I got the high-tech hero, and then of course a punch. So I don't know that I want to play that. I might want to play the top card of the super villain stack and then return it. So, and this one, am I going to play an equipment this turn? Yes, I'm going to play this equipment. So I think I'm keeping my hand. So this turn, the order in which I play the cards is going to matter. So I'm going to play John's first. And it says play the top card of the super villain stack, then return it. So I'm going to play this guy. And what he gives me is +3 power. So, and that's it, then I return it. So I have 3 power right now. Then I'm going to play my equipment, which is going to give me +1 power because it's not the first card I played. So that's 4. Then I'm going to play high-tech hero. If I have played a superpower or an equipment this turn, +3 power, and I have. So I had 4 +3 is 7. And finally, with a punch, I make it to 8. And then I have a vulnerability. So with 8, I can defeat Ra's al Ghul, and he goes into my discard pile, and he's gonna come and help me later. Okay, at the end of my turn, I refill my hand back up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then in between my turn and the next player's turn, because we don't have a foe, we're going to see who's next. And it's Deathstroke. Let's see what he does when he first comes out. So this villain, when we acquire him, and it takes 9 to acquire him, 9 power, you can see it down here, but look, he's going to give us 5 victory points. You may gain a hero or villain from the lineup. If you choose not to, +3 power. So yeah, okay, but then he is going to do his first appearance, so that only happens once when he first comes out. And of course, it's an attack. Each player reveals his hand and destroys a hero, superpower, or equipment in his hand or discard pile. So everybody's going to know what the other player has for this next turn, and we're going to destroy one of our cards. Since it's going to be Batman's turn, let's start with him. He's got to destroy either a hero, what is it, a hero, a superpower, or an equipment, either from his hand or from his discard pile. He's got this hero, but I don't think I want to get rid of him. Let's check the discard pile then. Maybe he'll get rid of, let's see if there's a hero he can get rid of. I don't think he wants to get rid of his equipment. He doesn't have any superpowers. So I think he's going to get rid of Mera. It's a hero, it doesn't really have synergy with his deck. It only cost him 3. And that's kind of situational. If your discard pile is empty game, if it's empty game +4 power, otherwise it's just +2 power. Not that it's a bad card, but he's got to get rid of something. So he's going to get rid of that. Just going to put the destroy cards there. They're out of the game. No one can have them anymore. And then Superman shows his hand, and he has to find either a hero or a, what do you call it, a superpower, or or an equipment to destroy. Now he doesn't care about equipment as much as Batman. Could that be what he gets rid of? There's a hero. Maybe this Batmobile. Yeah, I think he's gonna get rid of this Batmobile. I don't think it's that important, and it only cost him 2. So that's it. Now it's Batman's turn. Everybody knows what the other person has. Now, of course, I'm playing by myself, so I know what every other person has every turn. But you know, we're supposed to reveal our hands. So, anyways, Batman has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power, and put an equipment from your discard pile into your hand. So let's go find an equipment from here. Let's see, there's equipment there, equipment there. There's our choices. So it's either +2, +2, or one of these is +2. You may put any one card you buy or gain this turn on top of your deck. Yes, let's take Aquaman. So we were at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, now 6, 7, and I can put whatever card I buy, I can put it on top of my deck, 1 card. So with 7, we definitely want to get these higher, more expensive cards, don't we? That's not, I was gonna say, oh no, Suicide Squad, but that's not Suicide Squad. So this gives me +2 power. And this gives me, oh, you may destroy a card in your discard pile. Yes. I think that King of Atlantis is gonna help us thin out our deck. That's gonna help. So that's 5. And I had 7, so I have 2 more, but there's nothing that costs 2. So all of this is going to go away. Okay. And then 5 more cards. 1, 2, gotta shuffle. So you see that the turns go by pretty quick. I mean, obviously I have to think about each turn individually. If I was playing with another player, they'd be thinking while I'm playing, and then on their turn they'll go a lot faster. But you can see that it really goes pretty fast. You just count up your power and then pick a card or more than one card to get from the market. By the way, let's replenish the market. Got a 3. It's the Riddler. A lot of villains. Okay, so what does Superman have? He's got a vulnerability, which he doesn't care about, and then he's got 2, 4, 5, and 6. 6 power total. No superpowers out there still. He can get 3 and 3, 6, or he can just get 5 and nothing else. Draw 2 cards and choose 2 cards to discard. I like that. You may pay 3 power if you do gain the top card of the main deck. You know what? We'll go with that. We'll go with these 2 guys. I know they're both Batman enemies, but yeah, Superman is just helping out his buddy here, cleaning them up. All right, so then we go back to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Okay. And we replenish. Ooh, another location. Okay. And another 5. Got expensive cards out here. All right, off we go. Okay, Batman, what you got, dude? Okay, first, before I forget, he's got an equipment, which is 3, because 2 + 1. So he's got 3. A vulnerability, which is nothing. Oh, look at that. It triggers again, Mara. If your discard pile is empty, which it is, you gain +4. So that's 4 + 3, that's 7. 8, 9 from the Suicide Squad. And 10, and I can put an equipment from my discard pile back into my hand, but my discard pile is empty. But I have 10. So 9 is what I need to defeat Deathstroke, so I'm going to go for that. Okay, put him on my discard pile. Get 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's take a look at Deathstroke, at the next villain that's coming up. All right, and the next villain is Brainiac. All right, let's take a closer look at his powers. Okay, so he takes 11 to defeat, but he gives 6 victory points. And let's see. Each foe reveals a random card from his hand. Play each revealed non-location. So basically, he's going to help us play our opponent's cards once we defeat him. But in the meantime, that's once we defeat him. In the meantime, for his first appearance, the attack is each player chooses 2 cards from his hand and puts them on the table face down. Shuffle all of the chosen cards face down and then deal 2 back to each player at random. Okay, Mr. Brainiac, so you're gonna have us switch cards around. All right, so each player gets to choose this. So it's gonna be Superman's turn next. Not that it matters. Obviously, we would be doing this simultaneously with other players. What does he want to give up? Well, you know what? He's got 2 vulnerabilities. So if he gets them back, he started with them. But if he doesn't get them back, then good luck to him. So he's gonna give those 2 up, and then you know what? He's got 2 vulnerabilities as well. So everybody's just, doesn't matter. I can shuffle this all I want. Everybody's getting back their cards pretty much. So yeah, 2 and 2. Okay, Brainiac did nothing is what that means. But it is Superman's turn, and well, we know he has 2 vulnerabilities because that he got back right now. What else he got? He has, let's see. If you play or played a superpower. He has not, or equipment, he won't. So this only gives him 1 power. This gives him 1 power, which is 2 power. And it says you may pay 3 power, but we only have 2 powers. So the Riddler is only going to give us 1 power instead. So at the end of my turn, Superman has 3 powers. And with 3 power, he can get the power ring, which is an equipment. I guess better than not getting anything. He could also get another kick. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it costs is +1 or greater 3 power, otherwise 2 power. So you know what? He'll take the equipment because it could be a little bit better than the kick, which is only 2 power guaranteed. Although he does like superpowers, so that might not be the best decision, but it's the one he's making. Now we replenish. It's a 3. Okay, it's a superpower. Finally, a superpower for Superman. Okay, so we know Batman also has 2 vulnerabilities that are going to do nothing for him. And here's the one we just bought recently, King of Atlantis. You may destroy a card in your discard pile. If you do, +3 power. Let's see if there's anything we want to destroy here. Yes, there is. We want to destroy this vulnerability. So that gives us 3 power. And plus is thinning our deck. That card is going to be great. All right, thank you, Aquaman. So 3 power there. And then the Cape and Cowl gives us 2, which is 5. But remember, because we played on equipment, we get +1, so 6 power. And with the punch, 7. All the way to 7, we should probably get that location. What does it say? When you play your first villain on each of your turns, draw a card. He does have a lot of Suicide Squad, which are villains. You could also get Grodd for 3 power. I think we like that location. We want to put those locations to work. So take that, put everything on the discard pile, get another 5, 3, 4, 5, and refill the market with a 3, the Penguin. So now that encourages actually Batman to get more villains because of that location. When it actually shows up, it's going to be a good payoff for him. But let's see, what does Superman? In the meantime, Superman hasn't seen his location yet. He's got a vulnerability. And then straight out, we just count the power here. He's got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 power total. I think he likes that Grodd with the +3 power every time. Actually, he has 7 power because he did play a superpower, which is his ability triggers, +1 power for each different superpower. So with 7, does that change anything? There's that superpower he wanted. He really does like that superpower. But passing on Grodd, if he only had 8, right? He doesn't. You know what? He's gonna take 4 and 3, 7. He's gonna do that and get that superpower. I think triggering that is going to come in helpful. It's gonna be helpful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we replenish. 5. Another Grodd. Okay, and a 4. Okay, we're back to Batman. And he has Suicide Squad, which is +2 power. Then 3 from the punch, 4 from another punch, 5 from the equipment, +1 is 6, 7, 8, +1 is 9, it's another equipment. And I can put any card one card that I buy on top of my deck. So I didn't make it to 11, I only made it to 9, but 9 is still good. With 9, I think I'm going to get Grodd for 5, and then I have 4 more. So you may put a kick from the, sure, we'll get the Supergirl. Supergirl gives us a kick and puts it into our hand. And since I have something that thins my deck, I don't mind having extra cards. I might just get rid of those. Once I get rid of all my vulnerabilities, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or I'm gonna just start getting rid of punches because I know I'm gonna be getting more with Supergirl. So that's 5, and then we reveal Aquaman's Trident, which is an equipment, and Kid Flash, which I believe gives us cards. Yes. Okay, so back to Superman. What do we have? We have a bunch of punches. He has 4 punches, which is 4 power, and then a Kid Flash that draws him a card. And there's Doomsday with another 4 power, so he's up to 8. Still not 11, but 8 is 8. Let's see, what does he want with 8? I guess he'll take the Grodd, which is 5. And then equipment? Sure, I don't want Batman taking equipment, so. And also that is the card that lets me put the cards I buy on top of my deck, which might come in handy if I buy a really good card, or if I defeat a villain, I can put it on top of my deck right away. So my deck is empty, but I do have 5 cards, so no need to shuffle right now. Let's see what we replenish with. Scarecrow and 6 Heat Vision. Okay. Let's go for Mr. Batman. He's got a bunch of fun stuff. First, he's got, let's see, first the attack, 1 power, and each foe puts a punch or vulnerability from his discard pile on top of his deck. Again, no discard piles, so nothing's gonna happen. So it's just straight 1 power. Here's another 2 power from Suicide Squad. That makes it go up to 3, 4, 5, and 6 with the punches, which is exactly what he needs for that superpower, which is what Superman likes, but you know, it's plus 3 power and you may destroy a card. So again, that's thinning. Thinning is good. So no wonder it's an expensive card. We'll take it. 1, gotta shuffle. Superman is like, are you serious? But you know, you did take Batman's equipment, so they're actually just taking stuff that the other guy wants instead of taking the stuff that they want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But to their defense, there was nothing they wanted, so might as well take what the opponent wants. Okay, we need to refill, and ooh, a 7. All right. All right, Superman, what do you have? Ooh, look, he got his location. So, okay, so ongoing. When you play your first equipment each of your turns, draw a card. So let's leave it here. Do you have an equipment to play? No, you don't. Not today, but Kid Flash will let him draw a card, so maybe he'll get an equipment. Let's see. We have to shuffle because we don't have any more cards on our deck. So let's see. All right, is it an equipment? No, it's a superpower. But each superpower gives him +1, each different superpower. Each foe reveals a top card of his deck. Choose a non-location card revealed this way, play it, and then return it to the top of its owner deck. So we're going to play this equipment, and I wonder, it says play it. And then this says for each different superpower, oh no, this is, wait, hold on a second. When you play your first equipment. So this is my first equipment. So I'm going to assume that this does trigger, and I'm going to draw a card, which I'll deal with in a minute. But in the meantime, my superpower says that I get to use this, which gives me 1 power, and then I put it back. Okay. So continuing on, I have 1 power so far. Oh, I got my Ra's al Ghul. Okay, my Ra's al Ghul gives me 3 power. And I have to remember that at the end of my turn, it doesn't go, I have to remember to use his power, which I'll show you in case you've forgotten. But for now, I have 3, plus the one I got from my opponent is 4. Let's see, 4. I should have done this. Okay, I've played all these already. I'll play the Penguin. It says draw 2 cards, then choose and discard 2 cards from your hand. So I actually get to see which one I don't want to use. I will discard the Riddler, and I will discard my Punch. And let's see, I was at 3, 4, 5, 6 for my kick, and 7 because it's a different superpower. Did I count this one already? No. So 8, because 2 different superpowers, 8. And play the top card of the supervillain stack. Then return it. So I actually get to play that card. I'm at 8, I gotta remember, so I need 3 more. What does this one do again? Each foe reveals a random card from his hand, and you can play it if it's a non-location. A random card, so I won't even look. Okay, so I get to play another punch, which brings me up to 9, then return it. So 9 is not enough to get Brainiac, but I can definitely get this +3 power, and that's 7. And I can get this hero that lets me draw a card. You saw how that actually paid off for me this turn. Now, let's check out Mr. Ra's al Ghul, because he doesn't go in the discard pile. If you recall, at the end of our turn, put this card on the bottom of its owner's deck before drawing a new hand. So of course, thematically, it makes sense that he doesn't get discarded. He keeps coming back. So he's on the bottom of my deck, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We replenish. We have to replenish. Oops, I replenished from the kick. Not from there. Here we go. Oops, not from there either. Oh my goodness. Oh, from here. Okay. 2 and another 2 to bring us up to 5. We're back to Batman. Oh, he's got his Deathstroke. It says you may gain a hero or villain from the lineup. If you choose not to, you get 3 power. So we can get a hero or a villain. Or if not, we can have 3 power. Let's leave him for last. See how much power we got altogether. We got +3 from the heat vision, and you may destroy a card in your hand or discard pile. I will go ahead and destroy a punch just to thin my deck a little bit. So that's 3 and then 4, 5. So the +3 will get me to 8, which is not enough to defeat Brainiac. Or I could get a free hero, right? Yeah, gain a hero or villain. And this hero, it costs 5. That would be, that wouldn't be bad. So I think I'm gonna take him. He's not that great. He's only 2 power, but he does have a at the end of the game ability, which says if you have 4 or more other heroes in your deck, this card is worth 5 victory points. And I do think that I have 4 or more heroes in my deck, or else now it's giving me you know, like a goal. Get some more heroes into my deck. I think I'm going to take that instead, and that means that this guy does not give me the 3 power, but that doesn't mean that I lose all my other power. I am at 5, and with 5, I can get this villain that gives me +2 power, and everybody and my opponent gains a weakness, which you haven't seen yet, but that's going to start clogging his deck. So I like that. I like that attack. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Batman, and replenish the market. Got a 5, and we have a 2. Got another 2 more equipments. Batman likes it. Okay. Over here we have we're gonna have a little bit of a chance for luck, because my power ring says it's an equipment. So first of all, when you play your first equipment each turn, draw a card. So I'll draw a card, boom, and then reveal the top card of your deck. If it costs 1 or greater, you gain +3 power, but it doesn't. Okay, so otherwise 2 power. So that's 2 power, 2 vulnerabilities that do nothing. 3, 4, 5, and draw a card, which we know it's a vulnerability, but at least it's out of there. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5, which will let us get this equipment, which again is taken away from what Batman wants, but it will trigger our location. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, still no 11s. There's super strength, +5 power. Everybody likes that one. Okay, and Superman especially likes it because, well, it's a different superpower. Okay, let's see, what do we have? You know what, this hand is not great. So because it's not great, I'm actually going to play my Batmobile first. It says if this is the first card you play, discard your hand and draw 5 cards. So I just got a lot of punches and Mera, which is great if I don't have a discard pile, because she gives me +4 power, but I do have a discard pile. So instead, I'm going to discard all of that. I have 1 power plus another one because of my ability, and then I get 5 fresh cards, not even 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I netted a card, and I'm at 2 power. Let's see. I am at 4 power. It's an equipment, so it goes, so that's +2. I was at 2 + 2, 4, +1 from my ability is I'm up to 5. There's a Suicide Squad, which puts me up to 6, and Grodd puts me up to 9, which is still not enough, but at least I get the superpower. 7, and I'll get an equipment because, you know, Batman likes equipments. So even though I didn't defeat Brainiac, it wasn't a bad turn either, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's these guys come out randomly, so unfortunately we just have one right now that is kind of expensive to defeat. The other 2 that we had before were a little easier to defeat. Okay, a bunch of cheap cards. What is Superman going to get? Well, first he's going to do Grodd, which is +3 power. And then he'll follow with Clayface, and I want to show you what that one does because it's kind of cool. So this card says choose a card you've played this turn and play it again. Effects and power generated the first time you played it remain. Which means that, remember Grodd? I get to play him again. So the 3 power remain, plus now I get to play it again, so it's another 3 powers. So I'm up to 6 power already. I'm just playing 2 cards. Okay, so that's 6, and then I have 2 punches for 7 and 8, and then 9, 10. And I can put a card that I buy back on the top of my deck. But this is an equipment, so maybe because it triggered our location, maybe we can get that 1 more power that we need to defeat Brainiac. Can we do it? Yes, we got a punch, so that's 11, exactly what we need. Brainiac is out of here. It goes on our discard pile. That location, I'm telling you, is pay enough. It's pay enough to be at the Batcave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I don't need to shuffle for now. Let's see who our next villain is. It is Captain Cold at a 9. Let's see what he does when he first enters the battlefield. Okay, so he's 9 to defeat, like I said, and he gives +2 power and an additional +1 power for each foe with the hero in his discard pile. So that would only give us +1 power because we're only playing with one other player, which is, another other player is called the foe in this game. If you haven't figured that out right now, I think you did. Anyways, for his first appearance, which is what matters now, attack. Each player flips his superhero face down until this villain is defeated. Okay, so Captain Cold makes us flip our superhero cards, which means that we can no longer use the abilities on them. But luckily, he's not that hard to defeat. So let's see if Batman can do it. Now I don't see their faces. Now I don't know who's who. No, this is Batman for sure. Okay, so King of Atlantis. Let's see. Actually, first of all, we found our location, the Arkham Asylum. When you play your first villain on each of your turns, draw a card. So we'll keep it over here. And here's a villain. Let's play it so I don't forget. +1 power. And also she attacks. Each foe puts a punch or vulnerability from his discard pile on top of his deck. And finally, this guy has a discard pile, so he'll just put a punch. I won't even dig because a punch is better than a vulnerability. So she also triggers me drawing a card, which I got my Suicide Squad, which is +2 power. So that's 3. Let's see, 4, 5 from my cape and cowl, and 6 from my punch, and then here's 7. Actually, nope, that's not true. We're at 6, but you may destroy a card in your discard pile if you do +3 power, and I see a vulnerability that I don't mind destroying at all. So that's 3 power, so I'm up to 9. Guess what? That's what I need to defeat Captain Cold and get our abilities back. So bye, Captain Cold. You weren't here for too long. And we got Superman back. Good, because now I can tell who's who. And all of that gets discarded. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Gotta shuffle. Here's my deck. We got a new villain. Let's see what happens now. Who is next to join the fight? It is, what's his name? Atrocitus? Atrocitus. Okay. Atrocitus takes 10 to defeat, and for his first appearance, each player puts a random card from his hand under his superhero. When this villain is defeated, put each of those cards on top of his owner's deck. So we're gonna lose 1 card. Okay, so I'll just do it randomly. This guy's gonna lose this card. I won't even look at it. And Superman is going to lose this one. Okay, and now it's Superman's turn, and he only plays with 4 cards. He's got his Ra's al Ghul, so that's 3 power. Then he's going to play another 2 punches, which puts him up to 5. And if you played a superpower or equipment, I have not, so I only get 1 more power from here. So 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm up to 6, and these are all cheap cards. No superpowers out. Let's see. I think I'm gonna take the equipment and the penguin. The two one, or should I get? I will get the equipment, but I'm just gonna get another kick because it might trigger my power. So that's that. We'll get one, oh, I forgot. Ra's al Ghul needs to be put. Where is Ra's al Ghul? He needs to be put at the bottom of my deck. I almost messed that up. So this is my deck right now. So he goes down there. So I'm gonna get him right now again. 1, 2. 3, 4, 5. Okay, all right, but it is Batman's turn. So he's also playing with only 4 cards. Before he plays, let's replenish. Okay, Bane. What's he got? All right, well, he has, unfortunately, let's see, what's the villain? Okay, so first he'll play Suicide Squad. It's +2 power, and because he played a villain, he gets to draw a card. Okay, it's just a punch. So that's 3 for the punch, 4, and I can put an equipment from my discard pile back to my hand, but I don't have a discard pile. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now I can put cards on the top of my deck if I buy. And if I get I can get a kick, which will brings me to 8, which is not enough to defeat that guy. Do I want 8 or am I good with 6? I think I'm good with 6. I don't want to put too many cards into my hand when I don't need to. So if we're 6, I can get a villain, which now I like villains. And I have 2 left. I guess I'll get equipment, because you guys know I like equipment. So that's 6. Put that back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Off we go. Okay, 2 more cards need to be added. Oh, another location. Titan's Tower and a 4. Okay, over in Superman's land, we have Ra's al Ghul. We knew that. That's 3 power. We have an equipment. That's 2 power. So that brings me up to 5. And 1, nope, and draw a card, right, from 3, 4, 5. This is at the end of my game. 2 punches is 7. I get to draw a card with Kid Flash, 7. If I have played a superpower or an equipment, which I played an equipment, +3. So that brings me to 10, which is what I need. But I also have another 3 for 13. And that's at the end of the day. So 13, more than enough to get rid of this guy, which means that these cards go back, was it to the top of our deck? Top of his owner's deck. So that was, he had Doomsday down there, and Batman had the cape and the cowl. Okay, not that I don't know if we're supposed to see that or not, but you know. And I still have 3, even I even still have 3 more power left. Do I want something for 3? If I had 4, I would definitely go for that equipment. Can't afford that. So gain a card would cost 4 or less. You know what? She is worth 1 victory point at the end of the turn, at the end of the game. So I'm not going to turn that away. It's not the best card, it's Cheetah, but you know, it'll do. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. We replenish, which is a 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But before we go to Batman's turn, let's see who our next villain is. It's the Joker. This guy takes 10 to defeat. He's 5 victory points at the end of the game. And what is his attack? Each player puts a card from his hand into the discard pile of the player on his left. If the card you received has a cost of 1 or greater, put a weakness on top of your deck. So Batman's gonna do this first. Let's take a look at his hands. If I give my opponent something that costs 1 or more, he's going to get a weakness. But this is a 0. That's a 9. I don't want to give him that. That's a 0. That's a 0, and that's a 5. That's actually a pretty good card. And each foe gains weakness, then he'll be giving me weaknesses back. So I'm just gonna give him a bunch, and he is fine. He doesn't need to get a weakness. Let's see what Superman's gonna give Batman. He's got 6. He's got a 2. He's got Kid Flash, and punch and punch. You know what? He doesn't mind giving Kid Flash away. All it does is draw him cards. So he's going to draw him a card. That way he's going to get a weakness. And the weakness goes, is it on top of his deck, I believe? Put a weakness on top of your deck. Yes. There you go, mister. You can have a weakness from your favorite friend, Superman. All right, Batman's turn. What's he going to do? He knows there's a weakness coming. Okay, he's got Deathstroke. And it's a villain. You may gain a hero or villain from the lineup if you choose not to, +3 power. Oh, I do them last so that I know how much power I have. Let's see. First, +2 power, each foe gains a weakness. So he would gain a weakness unless he has a defense card. You've seen a few of those. However, he does not have any defense. All of his cards are just straight out power. So he does gain a weakness. And when you gain a weakness, you put it on your discard pile. And then Batman has +2 power. And another 2 punches brings it up to 4, and this will bring him up to 7, which is not enough to defeat the Joker. Or he can just gain a leave his power up to 4 and then gain a villain or hero from the lineup. I don't know that he wants. Does he want? You know what? He's going to get Poison Ivy, because that again gives weaknesses, and I don't want Superman getting that. And then I had 4 power, which I can actually use to get equipment, because you know, equipment, it's my thing. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to get to 10 to defeat the Joker. Let's see, we have a 4, another Bane, and a 2, another Kid Flash. More drawing cards. Okay, Superman. He's got Doomsday for 4. 2 punches brings him up to 6, and 7, 8 with Catwoman. Only 8. He'll take the location, and that's 5. So he has 3 more. He'll take another kick, or does he want to get that Kid Flash again? I think he's just gonna take another kick. See if he can trigger his superpower abilities. Okay. Everybody got up to 8. Not enough to defeat the Joker. All right, so we need 1 card replenished. Okay, it's another location. Fortress of Solitude. Superman, what happened? That's your card right there. Okay, so we know he has a weakness. And let me show you real quick, because we haven't seen it from up close yet. So the weakness reads, weakness cards reduce your score at the end of the game. You see there's a -1 right here. And there's not really a way to get rid of those. However, you remember, Batman has this card that lets him destroy a card in his discard pile. So this can be destroyed like that, but there's no way to heal it per se once you have it in your hand. It's just clogging your hand. So that, what I then want to check is, does he have that card? Oh, he does have that card, but it's not going to be great. He has the King of Atlantis in his hand. If you remember, you may destroy a card in your discard pile, so not in your hand. So let's see anyways if there's anything in the discard pile. See punches. I will get rid of a punch. Not the perfect card to get rid of, but because vulnerabilities would have been better, or weaknesses, but it'll do. So 3 power for that. This is just clogging his hand. There's 5. There's 7 and 8. Now remember, equipment gives him +1, so 9 and 10. So he made it. He made it to defeat the Joker. Awesome job, Mr. Batman. Okay, put all of that back. It's not even gonna look at what's out there because he has no more power. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are doing it, guys. We're getting there. Let's see what our next villain is. I think we have 2 left. Okay, so Parallax. Ooh, at 12. That's gonna be a tough guy, isn't it? Okay, so a 12. And what is his attack? Look, he gives a bunch of victory points. 6 victory points for this guy. Okay, in his first appearance, each player reveals his hand and discards all cards with cost 2 or less. Okay, so we're getting rid of all the cards that cost 2 or less. It's gonna be Superman's turn next. So 2 or less. That he keeps, that he keeps, that he keeps. So he only discarded 1. And it was a punch. Okay, no harm done. And Mr. Batman, He gets rid of that, and that he keeps. Got rid of a vulnerability and a punch. All right, but it is Superman's turn. Let's see. Can he get to 12 with only 4 cards? Let's see. First of all, let's see. He did get Brainiac. What else did he get? He did get the Penguin. Let me show you those 2 cards. Let me show you the text on those 2 cards. All right, so Brainiac lets him, let's see, each foe reveals a random card from his hand, and we get to play that if it's not a non-location, which are most of the cards. We're gonna do that. And then the Penguin lets him draw 2 cards, then choose and discard 2 cards. So that might come in handy as well. So I think just to be on the safe side, we're gonna play the Penguin first. That way he can decide, maybe he gets an even better card than the ones he already has in his hand. He did get a superpower, he's not getting rid of that. Let's see, I think it's 2 power, that could be 3 power. We're gonna get rid of Harley, and we're gonna get rid of Suicide? Yeah, we're gonna get rid of Suicide. Kind of painful because those are good cards, but okay. So now what else we have? We have each foe, like I said, reveals cards from their hand, a random card, which remember we got rid of the cheat cards. So I'm thinking Superman might have something good in here. And we can play it if it's a non-location. It's a non-location, it's only 1 power. But we do get to look at the top card of your deck and destroy it. And I'll destroy it, it's a punch. So thank you, Superman, for the help. So 1 power so far. Okay, and this is another 2, so that brings me up to 3. And Captain Cold lets me add +1 power for each foe with a hero on his discard pile. So if there's a hero here, I get to add 1. There's a hero right there. So +1. So where am I at now? 1 from him, and 2 is 3, +1 from the discard pile, 4. So I'm up to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I can destroy a card in my hand or discard pile. Is that weakness over here already? Yes, it is. We'll get rid of the weakness. Okay, so what would I say? I know I didn't make it to 12. Was it 9, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? And then this guy gave me 8. I think maybe 8. I might be forgetting one because I think it was, oh, okay, here we go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 from the card he revealed, 9 from the random card. Okay, so I was at 9, and then I have an equipment, so that's 10, right? And I played a villain, so I get to draw a card. So much to remember. So I'm at 10, and if my discard pile is empty +4, but it's not, so I only get 2 powers, so 12. But hey, 12. You guys hear that? 12. That's what I need to defeat this guy. So that was a big long turn, and there's a lot to keep track. By the end of the game, you can see how things start to really combo, and you got to remember all your stuff. Don't miss out on any power, because 1 power can make a difference between defeating one of these evil guys. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 1 more card. Okay, and this is our last foe. It is Lex Luthor. Oh, how thematic. Lex Luthor takes 10 to defeat, and his attack is each player gains a weakness for each villain in the lineup. So pretty much evil Lex Luthor brought villains with him and weaknesses. So there are 1, 2, 3 villains in the lineup. So that means that each one of us is going to get 3 weaknesses. 1, 2, 3 for you. 1, 2, 3 for you. How lovely. Okay. All right, so he defeated the last one, so it's Superman's turn. He only has 2 cards in his hands. Definitely not going to be enough to defeat Lex. But he's got 2 and 1, and he can look at the top card of his deck and destroy it. That's a point. I don't think I need to destroy a point. It's going to let me draw more cards, so I won't. And he only has 3 power. What does he want? Does he want another Kid Flash? Does he want a villain? Or does he want another kick? Oh, by the way, he has 4 because 2, 3, and the kick gives him 1 more. Maybe if I remembered. And not only does he have 4, but also he played an equipment, so he gets to draw a card. 4, which it's Kid Flash, lets him draw a card. So 4, and there's another superpower, which is 5. And each foe reveals the top card of his deck. choose a non-location plate and play it and then return it. So I only have one hero, so I get to play this card. And of course now I lost track. So it's 2, 3. What did I do? I might destroy. I think I'm at 3. Am I at 3? 2, 3. I drew a card, yeah. And now for 5. And you may put any card that I buy on top of my deck. So I'm at 5 and I can put it on top of my deck. Oh wait, I'm not at 5. I'm at 5, 6, 7. Yes, I am at 7. Not enough, but I can get the location. Not that it's gonna go around, but and then I have 2 more. I'll just take one that gives me points. Sure, I'll take Kid Flash. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Things are getting complicated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. We got a 3, and we got a 6, and we have to hit 10 to get Lex. Okay. This guy might be able to do it. All right. He's got 5, straight out 5 power. Then 2 from Suicide is 7, and 3 from Gorilla Grodd is 10, so there it is. And then 1 more 11, where I can put equipment back into my hand, but there are none in my discard pile, so 11 and 12, and since it's an equipment, it's 13, and I did play a villain, 13, 14, 15. And I can put whatever I buy on top of my discard pile, not that it matters. So with 15, definitely get Lex, and I have 5 more, so I'll just get, it doesn't matter, they all give me 1 point. I have 5, so I'll just get 3 and 2, because that will give me 2 points instead of getting just a 4 for 1 point. And all of this gets discarded, and at the end of my turn, I see that there's no more villains, so that means the game is over, and all we have to do is take all of our cards and count the victory points, which are located on that little star that you've been seeing the whole game. So I'm going to count that up. Also, the location has points, so let's see. Okay, so far is what I got. I put them in piles of 10 points, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 points. However, I do have 3 weaknesses, so I gotta go down to 57. These are my 0 cards, so I'm at 57. Now these cards, if you notice, let me show you. Instead of points down here, they have a star, because you gotta read here and find out how you get points. Let's say, it says here, at the end of the game, this card is worth 1 VP for each Suicide Squad in your deck. So I had 3 Suicide Squads, so this is 3 more points, so I'm back up to 60. And then the green arrow, at the end of the game, if you have 4 or more other heroes in your deck, this card is worth 5. So let's count and see if we have 4 or more heroes to get those 5 points. So I see a hero here, 1, 2, blue cards are heroes, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I probably have more, but I made it to 4. None here. There's another one, so even more than 4. So I did get those 5 extra VPs. So Batman is sitting at 65 points. Now let's do something similar for Superman and see how many he's got. Okay, so I can already tell that Superman is not really going to make it in this game. He's got 10, 20, 30, 35 points, but then 4 weaknesses. So that brings him down to just 31 points, and then 2 stars, which we're going to look at and see if he can get any more points, but I doubt that he'll make it to 65. So he's sitting at 31 right now. Alright, so Bizarro says, at the end of the game, this card is worth 2 victory points for each weaknesses in your deck. And remember, he has 4 weaknesses, so that's not bad. That means this is another 8 points, so that puts him up to 39. And then Utility Belt, at the end of the game, if you have 4 or more other equipment in your deck, 5 points. But that's not going to make him, even if he does, it's only going to put him up to 44 points. But let's check if he has, what is it, 4 equipment? I'm sure he does, since he kept taking the equipment away from Batman. There's 2 right there. And come on. 3. Oh no. Oh, here's another one. 4. Perfect. I wonder if that card counts, because that is the card that wants him to have But I would think so. I mean, it's an equipment, right? Yeah, there's no more equipments. Superman. These are all starter cards, his punches and his vulnerabilities. I could tell when I was looking through the cards that he didn't get to thin his deck. So he had all of his starter cards. I think he thinned his deck maybe once. But that's it. We have a winner, just like in the movies, Batman. Batman was the winner. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give us a thumbs up. Love the DC, and that's just this game it's a pretty simple. You can play it with friends. It's easy to teach, easy to get into, but you see how by the end of the game things can get a little complicated. So it's not just all that you see at first. Really can combo nicely. Guys, if you're not following us on Twitter and Instagram, make sure you do so you can see cool pictures. We have pictures of this board game and many others that we post daily or almost daily. And also subscribe to the channel, join the village. I will see you guys in the next video, but until then, may you play more games.